Okay, today's game is Peter Pan, a game of adventure. A game, not the game, just a game. It's by Transagram, and by that means you always seem to get these 4 cones. Ever notice in just about every game they have four pieces, and it's red, blue, green, and yellow. I never did either. Okay. I remember the board and I remember the game, but I don't remember ever playing it. Now you start off here at home where you get kidnapped. Now this is another spin and move game, and well, now you can see through the viewfinder here it's yellow and white. In person it's hard to see. You spin Tink and she points to how many spaces you move, which is 5. This is starting to come off, which will happen after around 63 years, since this was made in 1953. I saw it. It was written in Roman. So you move, and it's very unclear which way to move, but this is the way you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you probably can count. And the first one landing directly here, and it doesn't tell you if you're here and you get an 8. Whoops, you can't get an 8. A 6, you can't get an 8. You don't go past you to stay there until you land there directly. So with 8 different numbers, someone get a big head start on you. Then once you land here, you choose one of these characters. I would always choose Michael, because that's what my wife calls me, Michael Darling. Now I wouldn't waste my time counting these, but in particular, if you're Wendy, you're always going to be on this. Well, you have a different path each of the 4, so one could be shorter and one could have more, lose a turn, go ahead 5 spaces. So if you really want to beat your grandchildren, make sure you count in advance. I don't know how you even get here, because once you get here, that's when you pick your red marker for Michael. And I know it's a red marker because this is Transagram, and it's just like big business. They have these cards: John, Peter Pan, Michael Darling, and Wendy Darling. And the name Wendy comes from Peter Pan. She's the first Wendy ever. Of course, the writer of the book heard some little girl saying, "Oh, she's so friendly, Wendy." And that's where that name comes from. So you learned something today. And you go through it. The graphics are pretty nice. That's what the other people always say. I don't. And then you go until you get here. I don't know if you have to get there directly. Read the instructions. And then you go back home. And the first person gets home wins. I don't know if I was Wendy and I came home without the boys, I don't know how thrilled my parents would be. And if I was Peter showing up by myself, I don't think that would be great either. But those are the rules. Okay, and that's it for today. Peter Pan, Game of Adventure. And here's the box. And I believe this part is called a spacer. So you learn something else. All right. Goodbye.